Did you find Moana offensive as to how they
that's good.
portrayed Pacific people?
No, I see. So one one of the storyboard artists, David Derrick Jr. He's Samoan.
Yeah.
He's American and he's Samoan. And I actually got to meet him and David Pimentel, who's the the story director for Moana. The last time I was in San Diego, and I just missed out on meeting one of the directors of Moana. But not Moana, I really liked because I understood that they actually did the research.
Yeah.
And like with David doing it, he had this opportunity to tell like his story, or his grandmother's story, and that kind of thing in terms of this is a Pacifica story, and he's never had an opportunity to kind of
Express it. Eh?
express that or tell that kind of story.
Yeah.
And kudos to the Disney team for actually creating the Oceanic Story Trust, because they actually came to the islands. They had this team of elders and experts, Pacifica experts and elders, that they would consult with to make sure that what they were presenting through the film was respectful and authentic enough. And obviously they created like their own kind of amalgam of cultures and created a new thing with the Motunui thing. And it did feel more Samoan than others, but they did kind of incorporate all these little things, from the other countries. And I understand some people didn't like that. Some people didn't like the fact that it was an amalgam of Pacifica cultures rather than just saying, why isn't it just Samoan why isn't it just thing? As I said, I understand both reasons why, both angles. I can understand why they went with something unique but amalgamated, because I guess they didn't want to kind of step on toes. But then I could understand why people feel like instead of putting us all together, it would have been better if it was more focused on one. And so, but putting that in place meant that I understood that what they were trying to do was coming from the right place.
Good intentions,
yeah,
right?
good intentions.
Yeah.
And sometimes the good intentions may not be welcomed by some people, and that's fair enough, to each their own. But for me, I really enjoyed it, and I know when people first saw Maui, there was a whole uproar about, he's fat, blah blah blah. And as an artist and as someone that kind of illustrates figures and stuff, I remember looking at it going, no, he's not fat. It's a powerful kind of body. It's kind of like a
Pacific bulk, right?
It's not Pacific bulk, but it's kind of like the sumo kind of bulk, where like he's big, but there's actual muscle structure to him. He wasn't like this overly obese thing. But some people, because of his dimensions, because like with animation, there's silhouettes, and with silhouettes, like that's how you can kind of tell figures even from a distance, because of their silhouettes. And so he's larger than life. It's Maui. He's larger than life. So they've literally kind of made him bigger and taller, but he was never like obesely fat. He was kind of barrel chested. He was kind of like like the way I saw him, he was kind of exaggerated proportions of like an old school kind of weightlifter.
Or a Peter Maivia, right?
And obviously part of it was based on Peter Maivia. His grandfather, the Rock's grandfather. And I know some of the family didn't like that. They thought that he was fat and that Peter Maivia was never fat. But so it was interesting because I remember breaking down the shapes of Maui on Twitter, and I think it ended up being in The Guardian. There was an article because people were talking about, there was a discourse about Maui being fat, and my tweet was like breaking down why he wasn't fat, and how I drew like all the shapes that are involved with building him, and you can see the muscle structure behind what people thought was fat. And that was attached to the Guardian article and stuff, and it was just like, oh, cool.